Rams only have 3 first downs. Dickerson has like 19 yards. Meanwhile, Riggs looks very effective. Is Archer this much in control of this game?
Well, I think first thing, the bullet defense. That 8-man front defense right now, because of the field position and because of the strength of the way the Atlanta Falcons are playing, you can see here in this telestrator that they're playing 8 people lined up here, and they either play a defensive back or a linebacker in this position. This is a linebacker, defensive end, tackle, and end, and they're bringing these people in here and creating problems for those people where they have to take advantage of, and other people have, because they've given up 6% of the passes thrown as a touchdown, is they have to be able to beat this one-on-one coverage up here. This safety cannot help both sides. But right now, this 8-man front is eating up the Ram running game, Tom.
And, you know, actually, a lot of teams, the Bears are using this kind of this basic philosophy. All the teams are coming with this now. The 49ers, everybody puts people over the guard centers and all the way along, don't they?
That's the Chicago Bear defense, really. Now, Atlanta has not played it as well because they don't have the quality athlete on defense that the Chicago Bears have. But right now, because of field position and because of the enthusiasm with which and the intensity that Atlanta's playing, the Rams have not been able to handle it physically.
All right, let's look at some of the stats of that first half. They don't always tell the story. Is the best way to overcome this, if you're a good team, to come out emotionally and just whap everybody and just really let it go?
Well, I really believe that the Rams will come back strong. But when you look at the 7 minutes and 47 seconds, you've had the ball. The other team has 22 minutes. You're in a little bit of trouble. It shouldn't be that way. And the Rams like to play it that way.
I keep looking at that turnover ratio because the Rams were so good. They were like the third or second best team in football at turning the ball over and taking it away. Today, it's not been that way.
With those turnovers, the 2 fumbles, that's 6 points, and the 1 interception, 6 points. They've already given them 12 points.
There's the starting pitcher for Atlanta, Dave Archer. He came in the second half, make that probably before half in the first game between these two teams, and he didn't exactly light the board up. He played well in that first game out in Anaheim, at Anaheim Stadium, but not like he's played today. Meanwhile, Dieter Brock, who was 16 of 20 that day, if my memory hangs in there.
And had a great day, Tom. He really threw well. We were talking about that on the field yesterday with Dieter, and I think he was throwing the ball in warm-ups and practice yesterday with real confidence, and so far he hasn't been in a position in the field where he can really get after him. But if they're going to move the ball, they better get after that one-on-one coverage.
And, you know, I still believe if you have an operation as as serious as a kidney stone removal, and it's that painful, I still think that's got to have something to do with your rhythm and all, don't you think?
Well, it's got to affect you somewhere. You know, maybe just a little edge psychologically. But right now, I don't fault Dieter Brock. I think it's the turnover factor and the field position because of the turnover that's killed him.
This guy's had, I'd say, a pretty fair country afternoon. He has 70 yards at halftime on 21 carries, 2 touchdowns.
You know, this guy scores a touchdown every 25th carry, and that is outstanding for a running back.
Remember a year ago, his first game as a starter, he had 200 and something for the
202 yards, and that's a Atlanta Falcon record. And when that's a record, you know, that he's had to pass some great running backs to do that in Andrews. You know,
he told me the most painful thing around here is to listen to Joe Washington try to sing a song in the locker room. It drives him absolutely nuts.
And they don't know what the words. They don't know what he's singing.
No words, no melody. Joe keeps singing.
There's Joe sitting next to him right there.
They're humming today. How about a 20-0 lead over a team that a lot of people said is going to be in the Final Four?
Well, Dickerson might get his motor running with some help of that fine offensive line, because the offensive line has no excuse now. They're healthy. Darren Harris back there. Pankey's playing left tackle. Everybody's healthy. They've got to get after it.
Okay, Luckhurst will kick off, and the Rams now will show the new second-half offense. That's Brown. 5 yards deep in the end zone. Hit hard and good coverage. Is there a fumble? Number 30 comes out with the football. Crowded. David Crowded from San Diego State came out with the recovery.
If we could find number 32, Tim Terrell, from this end zone coverage, we'll see that he is the guy that disrupts the play early. Now, he takes the ball 5 yards deep in the end zone. Normally, you'll leave it there. He makes the decision to come out. Now 32 will come in here. He'll appear in the screen. There he is. See him reach right there and hook the arm and knock the ball out. Now it's a mad dash for the football, and here they are. Turn it over. John Robinson's got to be having a heart attack.
Ron Brown's second fumble of this game. That opens the second half. Riggs, first carry of the second half. Pulling Rams with him to about the 6.5-yard line.
4 turnovers. You can't win doing that. You don't even have to be a football coach to recognize that. Look at John. He has got such composure. I would be over there. I'd be ready to kill somebody. Look at him.
Maybe he is. You coaches hide your feelings from most of us, you know.
Yeah.
Got the team in the playoffs the first 2 years, leading the division by 2 full games, but second down and 6. Straight handoff. Well defensed by the Rams. Riggs.
You know, that's 2 turnovers by the kickoff return guys. 1 Ron Brown and 2 Charlie, right? Charlie White
had the
number
first
33.
one, that's right.
Early Christmas, Mr. Henning, enjoy it.
Over the years, Henning has lost 4 out of 5 games to John Robinson's Rams, but no game is as big as today. Of course, football is a today game, isn't it?
You bet it is. Yeah,
Third down and 7 from the 7. The Atlanta Falcons can get a first down barely without a touchdown. Charlie Brown and Stacy Bailey, wide outs. Archer sacked back on the 15. A tremendous rush by Doss and Doug Reed. And here comes Luckhurst.
Take a look at the nice charge of the defensive lineman here, 93, Doug Reed. Now, he has 6.5 sacks on the game right now, but look at him keep coming up inside there. And then old Charles DeJournay, number 70, puts him down. There's Doug Reed. They really like the way this guy plays. In fact, Eric Sanders, who was planning on playing him all through this ball game, is now playing the other side, said he really plays hard on every snap.
Luckhurst hasn't missed since he missed the overtime field goal in Philadelphia last week. Fumbled by Archer, and the Rams will take the ball over at the spot. Gary Jeter made the fast rush, and Archer just spun it like a top.
He puts his hand up, acknowledging he's ready. He just dropped the snap. He just dropped it. That proves there's nothing is automatic in this league, Tom. Nothing.
20-0. Atlanta. Here's what happened to the kicker on that aborted field goal attempt. Watch Archer missing the hole. Watch what the kicker does. Luckhurst.
This is why kickers kick so long in this league. Hey, get away from my feet. Self-preservation.
He's got that Little League uniform on. That's Archer there, but the kicker didn't want any contact. Ellard catches the ball, but loses 1.5 yards. Mike Pitts.
They were trying a little quick
Making
screen
him
out
tackle.
there. I saw Dennis Hara, number 60, plowing out there at 270 pounds, but they just couldn't get it started.
Scores from elsewhere. Green Bay getting it started, as we saw him do against Minnesota a week ago. 17-0 over New Orleans now. Buffalo not comfortably in front of the team, but they're in front. And Pittsburgh leading their game 13-7. Here we've got a second down and 11. Brock is sacked. Never had a chance as Rady came from the left linebacking spot.
You know, if you're going to set up in short to throw the ball, Tom, you better throw it. Because if you set up that short and that close to the line of scrimmage, and then you hang on to it, you're going to get sacked.
Pretty good defensive game plan for the Falcons. Of course, the offense taking advantage of those turnovers.
I tell you, I'd still get after those 2 corners out there playing that cover. I wouldn't want to play corner in the Falcon defense without knowing I had safety help.
Ellard and Duckworth to the bottom of your screen. Barry Redden, the lone back behind Dieter Brock. Third down and 11. Linebacker's got him. Brock is tackled. David Fry.
What you're seeing is a sack, but the reason for the sack is there's nobody open downfield. Great coverage by Wendell Case in number 20, and it was like that across the field. No one to throw to, Tom.
The third Atlanta sack. Anthony Allen, who has been spectacular running back punts, waits for this one by Hatcher. Hatcher from the end zone.
Beautiful punt. Oh my gosh.
Allen fair catching at the 36-yard line of his. At 5-second hang time. on Hatcher's punt, a 50-yard kick.
You know, the other thing, this guy can kick off. I watched him kick off on his field. He was kicking out of the back of the end zone. Was a fine college kicker.
Next week on CBS, luckily for you people and for us too, it's a doubleheader day. The NFL today, the studio show starts it all off. Then the Atlanta Falcons challenge the Chicago Bears. And the way the Falcons look right now, that will be a challenge for the Bears. 12:30 Eastern time for the first game. Then you can sit back and watch this great rivalry, the Eagles against the Cowboys. Check your local listings, but it's right here on CBS. The starting quarterback all the way was young Archer, Dave Archer, 16. It's underthrown and it's no good. Intended for Stacey Bailey.
Mr. Wilcher, number 54, was in his face that time again, and along with, I think, who's that, 93, the fellow we've been complimenting on his play, Doug Reed, got after him. Hard to throw when you're falling back.
And the Rams do not have a turnover, or pardon me, a takeaway themselves. And they've been living off that. This is really a very good big play defense. That's what they've got to turn on the offense with. It looks like 2nd down and 10. Archer is 8 of 17 now for 50 yards. 2nd down 10. The draw play. Joe Washington inhaled at the 40. Looks like the Ram defense beginning to shoulder the burden. Doug Reed was there.
Focus your attention on a different style of running. Watch the feet of Joe Washington. We've been watching the big, strong Riggs run up in there. Watch how this guy sort of dances through. Now watch his feet. Boom, boom, boom. Keeps him square, hops around. See that? In contrast to the big power type guy.
Boy, Joe would love to have you describe that for him. He is really a great
I like to watch him run. I tell you, he dazzles you with his footwork.
Out of Oklahoma, everywhere he's played, he has been productive, whether it's Washington, Baltimore, San Diego, or here. Archer throwing and missing number 89 on the outside, Charlie Brown. And Archer has to get up off the deck, and the Ram defense, I think, beginning to hit it a lick.
Leroy Irvin really covered nicely that time. Very tight, you know, and he's their leading pass interceptor with 6 pass interceptions, 12 passes deflected. That was his 13th. Now here's Jeter, number 77, putting on the heat inside. See him coming around the outside there on Eric Sanders. He keeps coming, forces him to throw the ball early. Watch out, Gary. Look at, he surrendered right there. I didn't do that late, did I?
And as we've said, Mike Kinn, the all-pro, is not playing left tackle. He injured his knee ligaments early in the ball game. Donnelly now with 3 great punts already today. He's one of the best.
Punting to this guy is frightening.
Ellard. It's a super punt at the Ram 15. Ellard somehow gets out to the 30-yard line.
Boy, he's a courageous guy, that Ellard.
He was to take that one on the dead run.
He attacks the coverage, the guy does.
Los Angeles, if their offense is here, it better show up. It's 20-0 Atlanta. You think of the Los Angeles Rams of Johnny Robinson, you think of rushing the football, but today the Rams have 1 rushing first down, and Dickerson has 19 yards. We're in the 3rd period.
The 3rd period has been their best combined quarter of football, and they're going to have to play like that now.
Both offensively and defensively.
Right.
First and 10 on the 29. Brock going up the middle for Ellard. Ellard makes a diving reception at the 37-yard line.
That's what they've got to do, Tom.
And
shake them up.
And well covered. That was just a great catch on Bobby Butler and Scott Case.
Henry Ellard is an exceptional athlete. He's out of Hoover High School, Fresno, California. Played at Fresno State for Jim Sweeney, a fine college football coach that I had the pleasure of coaching against many times. Look at this, up there, catching it at his highest point. Good coverage, just great receiver. Now watch the hit his quarterback takes, Tom. Aren't you glad you weren't a quarterback? Look at that, right in the kidney stone.
They don't protect them much either, you know it?
No.
They talk a lot about it in the grass. They let them get hit. First and 10 after a 34-yard one. Ball is hit and intercepted and then dropped. It's a fumble. Let's see what it's called. Rams get the ball.
First down. Right?
Atlanta apparently intercepted the deflected pass, and then it looked like Pitts was involved chasing it around on the ground. And it'll be a first down as Johnny Robinson agrees with Dick Vermeil.
The big defensive tackle playing right here, number 74, Pitts. Excuse me, he's moved over here. There he is. He's going to come in there. He's on the center. He's getting heat up inside. Now, see, he's blocked on the line of scrimmage. The ball's tipped. Now he can't believe it. He's a running back. He can't believe this. We don't have a stat on him carrying the ball.
That's the first turnover they've had because Pitts has tried to be a ball carrier. Interception and fumble. And suddenly the Rams are getting things going their way. The Tumblers are turning up right. Dickerson off the right side. Inside the 35. That was Rady on that last blitz that forced the interception.
That Rady is not that big. They list him at 230 pounds, but he's over. I just can't find him on the screen right here. But as you watch these two big people pull, you're going to see 59. There he is. See him working his way up in the hole? Boom, he takes on a 280-pounder and goes up and does a nice job.
Play before he forced an interception. Now he makes a good tackle. That is something. Second down and 6. Give Dickerson 4. Brock, he's being chased, but gets the ball to David Hill.
Boy, they're swarming like bees, aren't they?
Short of the first down.
This looks like the defense I used to have to coach against in the 80s. You know, they used to just fly around and knock your helmet off.
The new young linebacker, Ronnie Washington, was in on that.
The clubber, they call Ronnie Washington, because he hit you so hard.
That's right. I was going to ask, should I ask why they call him the clubber? Well, look at the way he's taped up.
Yeah. He's playing for the injured Buddy Curry. Believe it or not, Buddy Curry sprained his ankle in a no-pad practice Friday.
Incredible. 3rd down and 3 on the 31. The lone back is Redden. The ball is missed as Tony Hill just watches it go through. Brock had to just lock and load quickly.
I think they'll probably go for it here. Brock was upset. I saw him after the throw. He turned over the bench and said something in the direction of the coaches.
They said he just dropped it. I could read some lips there. Do you go for a field goal here, or do you still go for the 4th and long?
No, I think you go for the 4th and long here. Look at these numbers.
A lot of time left in this 3rd period. 7:54, and they're going for it. 4th down and 3. Brock going for a touchdown and not getting it. Duckworth dropped the ball. Flags are down.
I don't think the Rams were set, Tom. They snapped the ball too soon.
Bob Frederick is getting the info. Illegal procedure, Rams. Incomplete pass in the end zone intended for Duckworth. Brock hit him with it. He just couldn't quite hold on.
We have illegal motion on the offense, and it will be refused, and it will be a 1st down.
For Atlanta.
You know,
and so Robinson's Rams failed this time. There's a lot of time left and a lot of action left, too. 7:48 left in the 3rd period. Atlanta holds, if you can call it that. We'll look at that last pass play from Dick Vermeil's viewpoint after this play as the offense goes in for Atlanta. Riggs hit as he got the snap by Reggie Doss.
You're going to see what a break in concentration can do. That could have been a touchdown right here. A tight end, Tony Hunter, does not get set. You'll watch the offensive lineman go down on the quick count. See, the tight end goes down late. He was not set a full second, therefore illegal procedure. The ball goes downfield. It looks like a 6-point play. Would have been all for naught. He has it right there and doesn't get it locked up. And that guy, Duckworth, does not drop many.
I know it. Brock is 7 of 17 for 90 yards, but 2 interceptions. Not a great day for Dieter Brock. 2nd down and 10. Archer gets it out in the flat to Riggs, who's got a blocker. And still on his feet, storms to the 38. When you tackle Gerald Riggs, you better get him locked and get him out of bounds with help.
You're going to see how offensive linemen, watch the offensive lineman now come set and come out in the screen and coordinate with the running back. He's going to try to get the kick-out block and spring it. Now watch him come out. Here he comes. Oh, here he comes. Come on, I had the wrong guy diagrammed. Excuse me. There he is, 64. He's going to get a nice, that's Joe Pellegrini. Nice blocking right there. Poor tackling on Wiltshire's part, reaching with the hands.
3rd down and 1 on the 40. Number 42. Man is loaded with power. 1st down. Look at that stack of people he dragged along that time. Green Bay 24-0, shutting out New Orleans.
That doesn't surprise me. They looked pretty good last week in that second half when Dickey got going.
Pittsburgh's a heck of a good defensive club. Malone will be back. Miami recovering on top of Indianapolis.
You know, the Bears got a chance to do what Miami did a few years back when they went undefeated for the year.
17-0. The last great start by Chicago. Remember, they went, what, 10-0 in 1942 and then got beat 70-some-odd to nothing in the playoff game.
The Falcons
Next
are doing...
week.
Excuse me,
It's
Tom.
okay. 1st and 10. Riggs missed his block, and Archer pays for it. Mel Owens came right over the top of the running back and snagged himself a QB.
Mel Owens has 7 sacks coming into this football game. He knows where the quarterback is. You're going to see him coming from this position right here. He just comes in there and gets good heat. Now, Riggs, I think, is supposed to pick him up, number 42. There he is, and you can see Owens ricochets off him and just keeps coming and gets him down. Nice play, Mel Owens.
He seems to be getting bigger and stronger, and he plays the outside as well as most people we've seen, huh?
He does. He's a good football player. Excellent football player.
2nd down, 19 on the 34. The Ram defense really trying to keep the club in this game, and they're doing it in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 19. Archer chase flushed out and finds the tight end. Cox is run out of bounds at the 35-yard line. You're right. That's the biggest tight end in the game, all right.
That guy weighs 255 pounds. Joe Washington really is the guy responsible for picking up this linebacker here, number 54, and allows him to get the play executed. Joe Washington is not the biggest guy. See it right there? Excuse me. There it goes. I didn't get it off your screen. He picked up a big linebacker, and Washington's only about 170 pounds.
Good ad-lib by Archer, a 31-yard completion, and a big one because they were beginning to sort of stutter out with the offense. Atlanta, I'm speaking of. 1st and 10, handoff. Gerald Riggs. Some hard hitting now.
Yeah, they're getting after it. You know, it's amazing how well the Atlanta Falcons are doing. Those offensive linemen are playing out of position. You know, and those guards, Jeff Keewell playing a left guard that wasn't the starter. He's playing there. What's his name? Joe Pellegrini, 64, playing right guard, a different left tackle, a different right tackle, and they're doing a heck of a job.
You know, over Granola this morning, I asked you what you thought if this was going to be a blowout or not. And you thought it was going to be a bitter game and that Atlanta might have a heck of a shot at this.
Yeah, that you can't erase the mental edge that a team that like this can gain.
2nd down and 12. Riggs gets the ball. It's no surprise. It's how much he gets and how many people it takes to tackle him. Dejournay and Doss join forces this time. This will bring up an interesting call for the young quarterback as Gerald Riggs, the rusher, leaves the field. The crowd is very active today. It's not a sellout, but they sold 45,000 seats. I bet they wish they'd have come now.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them get Archer outside on this and give him the option to run for that 1st down.
3rd down and 9. Crowd loves it. Joe Washington, the one back. Archer, Stacey Bailey. The neat feet one. Gets the catch, steps out of bounds. Good play by this young quarterback.
Direct your attention to the quarterback now. See, they're getting a good heat up inside, and he comes out there where he has no enemies. See, he's getting away from the rush. It's design play all the way. You can tell by the blocking. He's out there. Now you can see the receiver come back on the outside. A nicely thrown ball, a good route, and not bad coverage.
And as great as Bartkowski was, and one of the great players, I think, for 10 years in this league, he didn't have the movement to run that play.
No, I'd rather have a guy with his kind of arm. Now, boy, could he throw that dart.
A 14-yarder. The young quarterback is coming of age against a great defensive club. 1st and 10. Play action. Overthrowing Johnny Johnson and Charlie Brown, both of them in the end zone.
You know, David Archer, number 16 there, is playing with real confidence right now. Things are going well for him, and he doesn't look panicked in any way. He looks like total charge of, and is looking forward to throwing the next pass.
The time, you can see, is suddenly going to become a desperate situation for the Rams. We're in the 3rd period. But they've got a big egg on the board. It's 20-0. Second down, 10. On the Ram 20. Misdirection handoff to Riggs. Good gang tackling defense.
You know, that's the same Ram offensive running play that Eric Dickerson's made so many yards with over the last couple of years. Everybody runs that play.
Rams didn't run it today.
No, they haven't made an inch yet, but the Riggs tried to make a few inches with it.
Wonder if the Rams biorhythmic count is bad or something. Did anybody
You don't believe all that stuff,
anybody
do you?
see their horoscope, go to some kind of a, anybody that reads palms or anything? I thought you coaches did all of that these days. Riggs with 28 carries today already in this third period, 76 yards. And that's the third down and 10. On the 20. Archer with the time to throw it. Stacey Bailey dropped the football. Jerry Gray was closely covering Stacey Bailey, but it was catchable.
I think Stacey Bailey should have caught that ball too, Tom. It looked like it from here. Jerry Gray, number 25, the number one draft choice, was covering him. Now Archer thinks he's got it. Look at that. He's got his hands up, touchdown. Talk about confidence. Now take a look at this. Focus your attention on his hands. Oh, he pulled it in before he had it. And Jerry Gray, the number 1 pick, is thankful for that.
Luckhurst will try a 37-yard field goal. Archer's the holder. They fumbled the last one. Boy, he got a lot of leg on this. Take that.
That's 5 for 5 from that distance this year.
First points in the third quarter. It's 23-0, Atlanta. In the war of special teams, who's winning it today?
Well, right now,
teams are good at it.
You'd have to give the credit to Atlanta Falcons. You know, the 2 turnovers in the special teams. 1 turnover in a special team normally gets you beat.
2 on the kickoff, the fumbles and all. This is, of course, Luckhurst kicking off to White and Brown. They will switch to try to get that kick, as Luckhurst would like to kick it, I think, to Charles White. He's a great running back, but Brown is the jet. Sort of a knuckleball taking it to 2 by Ron Brown. Brown to the 24.5-yard line. A field goal accuracy back a few years ago, 20. It was 54%. Look at what it is in 1985.
72% good right now. And Luckhurst is one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Kickers are better. You know, I think
some of them are from this country.
Yeah, some of them. And also the enclosed stadium. That's helped.
First and 10. The ball is on the 24. Dieter Brock and company haven't been shut out. The Rams haven't since a year ago by San Francisco. The quick out now to Tony Hunter.
The trouble with a game like this, Tom, you come in with an offensive game plan. In the first half, you're in your own 10-yard line area most of the game, and you get here and you find yourself down like they are right now, 23-0. The real detailed preparation in your game plan sort of goes to array, and you start just thinking of other things.
3 minutes left in the third. Robinson has obviously thought about, I guess, changing quarterbacks, but Dieter Brock was his starter this year, and he's going to get him back in there. Kemp did a good job a week ago against the Giants, but no cigar. Dieter Brock throwing a quick post for Brown. It's in and out. Closely covered there.
That
by
was a
Kaysen.
Kaysen, that's the 7th pass he's defense to this year, batted away. Does a nice job. He has 2 pass interceptions. Here's a guy, it's a cast-off. He's a free agent guy. Cut and brought back. Does a nice job. We had a nice opportunity to visit with Kaysen, who's at the right side of your screen right now. See him turn and run, number 20. Brown's going to reach for the ball. See that hand get in? He should have caught the football.
A play like that a week ago in overtime, and Quick with Philadelphia went 99 yards. That's a very close-timed defensive play. 3rd down and 1. Dickerson getting the first down, and it's taken all the way almost into the Ram bench by Tommy Pridemore.
See, that ball hit him in the chest. I thought the defender's hand knocked it away, but it really didn't, as the replay showed. You've got to make that catch with contact anyway.
And defensively, if you don't make the play, it's gone. It's curtains.
Yeah, well, like you said, that's what happened to him last week.
Just line up for the extra point. Dickerson's day has been rugged and ragged. The McDonald blimp hovering above us has been giving you the sunny shots of a beautiful Georgia afternoon. What a day for their Atlanta Falcons. A jumping catch. Is he in or out? It is no good. Ron Brown couldn't get him down.
You know, the lower delivery type passer, such as Dieter Brock, has a tendency to throw balls on the average a little bit high. I think they do. Now, maybe that's a general statement, but I've always felt that as a quarterback. Huh? It sort of comes uphill. That's right.
And, of course, his protection has been scanty. In fact, he's been down and sacked 3 times. 2nd down, 10. Ball's on the 37. Chased. And now dropped. Intercepted by Bryan. They're going to call it back. They're going to call it back. Quarterback in the grasp. The 4th Atlanta sack. Rady and Washington. And the big fella's robbed.
I can't repeat what the fans are yelling right now.
That's right. In the grasp of, if the quarterback is encircled with the arms of the linebacker, and it was Rady, I believe. Henning got clarification. 3rd down, 22. Brock to Hunter. 4th down.
As you can see right here, he's back in the pocket right now. He's luckily doesn't get the ball knocked out of his hand. Rady comes in from behind him, definitely in the grass. Good call by the official if they're going to interpret the rule.
Robbed Bryan of his dash for glory with the intercepted touchdown run. Hatcher into punt. A tough afternoon for the Ram offense.
Boy, this punter is a good one, as he's already displayed in the ballgame. He can punt that football.
The young man out of Clemson fumbled the snap. He has plenty of time. Nobody kept him honest. And he gets away a very high kick. Fair caught by Allen at the 19. A flag is down.
What's going to happen is there are going to be people already down there covering, Tom.
I got you.
He dropped the ball. I tell you, he showed good poise in picking it up and going ahead and getting it off.
Atlanta should have had somebody making him honest. As Dick Vermeil said, the 2 outside fellows were down early because they didn't know the ball was fumbled back there.
You're going to see him drop the football back here. There he is. It's a nice snap. Hit. Oh, no, it is a little low, but he still should feel that.
The kicking team inelligibly downfield.
Pick it up.
4th down once again.
Does a nice job of getting it off. But with all that time, some of the coverage people got down before he hit
Well,
it.
don't you have a guy, though, that has to make the kicker honest and kick the ball? Did you?
You should always have a guy going after the kicker to force him to kick it early. See, if he'd had right there, they'd have had great field position.
Instead, Hatcher will get another shot. The 6th punt for this young man from Clemson, as we said.
You're lucky that punter didn't pick it up and throw it. I've seen him do it.
The number 3 draft, a rookie. And they're coming. Oh, he flat nailed this one. Anthony Allen fair catches it at the 25.
4-7 hang time. Very good punting.
A 55-yard punt by the rookie under pressure. College football concludes next Saturday on CBS with a game that could determine the Big Ten champion. The 3rd-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes visit the 8th-ranked Michigan Wolverines. They don't want to go up there this week, I'll tell you that.
They may not be 3rd-ranked by next week after getting knocked off. Huh?
Next Saturday at 1:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 Pacific here on CBS Sports. Wisconsin, as Dick Vermeil said, beat Ohio State. A great upset in the Big Ten, 12-7. Michigan rolled 48-7 over Minnesota. 1st and 10 on the 25. Main thing is Atlanta got the ball back. Riggs, not much. Scores elsewhere. Philadelphia and St. Louis now tied in the third quarter, 14-all.
Buffalo has improved too this second half of the season, Tom.
Pittsburgh now getting some offense, 23-7 over Houston. Second down and 25. Second down and 10 on the 25. Closing seconds of the third quarter. Archer hit the back. Let's see if that's a fumble or a pass. The official let them scramble for it. That ball was live. Dennis Harrison and Wilcher putting the pressure on the quarterback.
As you look at this play right here, Gerald Riggs comes over to block number 54, Wilcher, and does a poor job of it. He should be able to make this block easily, and Wilcher just more intent at this time in the ball game and does a nice job of getting after the quarterback. Gerald Riggs is a better blocker than that, Tom.
It'll bring up a third and long, and as we've said, the Rams came out in that third period and battled pillar to post. That's the end of the third quarter. The score is now 23-0. Atlanta over the Los Angeles Rams. We now pause for a word from your local station.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller Beer. Miller, made the American way since 1855. Dodge, a performance revolution, an American revolution. And by Sylvania, where the best comes to light.
Brookshire and Dick Vermeil. We're down in that stadium, and so are the Rams and the Falcons as the lighter-than-aircraft McDonald's is up there.
It's the biggest McDonald's hamburger I've seen.
It's a biggie. A beautiful day here as our fourth quarter action starts. Third down and 21 facing Archer. It's a slip screen to the left side to Joe Washington. He's back against the grain. Stacked up short of the 20.
He's exciting to watch run. I like the way he just darts around, pitter-patters those feet, and bounces up and through, and he sees that daylight.
Archer is holding his left side like he might have been cracked in the ribs as the violence on the line of scrimmage is going to get tough. The Rams have never been shut out by the Atlanta Falcons. Even when the Dutchmen had this great defensive clubs through the 70s, they never shut out the Los Angeles Rams.
I think they only had really one good football team under the Dutchman, and I think he's a pretty good coach, but they only had one good team, and that was 1973.
Yeah, I think the Rams are the ones that knocked them out of perhaps winning the division that year.
We came down here, and then Atlanta beat us.
Donnelly is the punter. Henry Ellard, the receiver. It's a low kick. Gets returnable. Ellard at the 40. To the 48.
Ooh, late.
Oh.
Watch out. That was a little bit late to get in there, young man.
Good special team play by both.
You know, as you see here, the Los Angeles Rams have been one of the most efficient defenses along with Chicago, allowing one touchdown every 41 plays, and Atlanta the least efficient defense. One touchdown every 17 plays, and today it's reversed.
You know, but we wouldn't need people like Jimmy the Greek and all if it was always just set and everything, right? We wouldn't need to be here either.
That's right.
That's the fun thing about pro football. There's so much talent that, by golly, you can go out there and get on with it. First and 10 from the 49. Dieter Brock to Hunter. Hunter may have enough for a first down, and he's beginning to pick up some smooth striding, that number 87, obtained from Buffalo in the Ferragamo train. He's a great athlete.
Doug Smith is out, Tom, the offensive center, and boy, he's a good one. Pro Bowler last year, a new center in there playing. Let's see who's in there playing at center.
Bill Bain just came in. I saw him take up the 40, 45, and 50-yard line. Kid Hill is now leaving, the All-Pro Bowl left guard for the Rams.
They don't have many people left.
The ball is on the 42 of Atlanta, and it's a second down and 1.
That is Tony Slayton, that offensive guard, 61. That offensive center, excuse me.
Second down and less than a foot. Misdirection to handoff. Dickerson breaks loose. Dragging people inside the 30-yard line. And Scott Case is the one secondary man that was taking a ride.
That's the first time we've seen Dickerson. Isn't it? That's the first time he was able to display his talent right there.
A 13-yard bolt and 15 minutes, or 13 minutes as the case, is a lot of time. It is 23-0. A shocking Atlanta margin.
With this amount of time, though, they've got to get the points on the board quickly, Tom. They can't fool around 4 yards of a cloud of dust.
3 touchdowns and a field goal. 1st and 10. Brock with a lot of time. Going deep for Duckworth. Knocked away, and interference is going to be called on Duckworth. Scott Case was back there. This is not going to be a popular decision.
He had a crossing receiver, Tom, running wide open. I guess he made up his mind he was going for the big one. You're going to see the end of the play. I'm not sure who they called the interference on, but right to the left side of your screen, you're going to see him go up in the air, and they're calling that on Atlanta.
Goal on the 1-yard line.
On Tiger Green.
That's a 28-yard penalty on the Tiger.
The Tiger did not look up for the ball, and actually Scott Case was playing the ball, huh?
Yeah, that's, I think, maybe about the second-best offensive play they've had today.
The interpretation of the interference rule now allows the ball to be either the defender or the receiver's ball, as long as they're both playing the ball. That time the Tiger was caught. 1st and goal from the 1. Short yardage offense. Dickerson for a touch, and the Rams are on the board.
A lot of time left.
The 9th rushing touchdown for John Robinson's premier runner, Eric Dickerson. Remember, he didn't come back until the 3rd game of the year against Seattle.
Just the old-fashioned I formation lead. Give it to him deep and let him follow the fullback, and that's what he does. He gets through there cleanly on the ground for the touchdown.
Lansford will be trying for the extra point. The first time we've had a chance to see number 1 for the Rams today. Steve Dills, the backup quarterback, is the holder. It's straight. Now the margin is reduced somewhat. Atlanta 23, Los Angeles 7, 12:33 on the clock. The Rams were at one time 7-0. They come into this game 8-2. The offense has been having some trouble now. They'll be kicking. Lansford will from the 35. What will the Falcons be trying to do now to preserve, let's say, an upset victory?
I don't think they can afford just to pound at them. I think they have to do what they did early in the ball game, Tom. The little short passing game mixed in when they're on, because, the Ram defense has played well this second half.
And, of course, the turnovers, those disastrous ones the Rams had early in the game, have somewhat subsided. Wagner at the goal line. Good coverage by the Rams. And there's some soccer now going on. The 16-yard line. And the fur flew. Tonight on CBS. 60 Minutes and a special presentation of Cain and Abel. Tremendous story of overcoming adversity in this great country of ours.
Were they coaches? Were they
tonight
coaches?
on CBS, huh?
Were they football coaches or overcoming adversity?
Is that the only place you think there is adversity in this civilization?
I've lived a very narrow life.
So far, the Atlanta Falcons have turned what's an awful year into a lovely Sunday afternoon for them. The toss back to Gerald Riggs. Busy, and effective. Out to the 23-yard line.
Real nice.
Eckern making the tackle.
Real nice job of man in motion coming back in. Cliff Benson coming back in and making the play. Now watch as he tosses the ball. You'll see it appear right now. You'll see him appear. He gets a block right there. You can see it right there. And he just walled off the defense. Now Big Fralick, number 79, is out there in front. And Eckern, number 55, had to come over and make the play.
A gain of 5. The Ram defense beginning to really move and hustle now. The offense got a touchdown after the interference call. 11:39 left. Riggs again, outside. He got to the corner. Battling out over the 35.
Take a look at Pellegrini do a real nice job at offensive right guard. Now, remember, he did not start. Look at him holding off Dennis Harrison, walled him off there, and Dennis had done a good job of getting up there and getting penetration. And Joe did a nice job of sealing that off.
About a yard. 3rd down and 1. Riggs, 85 yards rushing. He's carried it 31 times. Rams need the football. You know who it is? Did he get it?
No, I don't think he made it. It's close.
A McFadden field goal, and it's the Eagles 17, St. Louis 14. The Eagles, a 5-5 team, still hanging in for a possible wild card shot. The Jets pouring it on.
You know who did a real nice job on that play was my old defensive lineman from Philadelphia, Dennis Harrison. Really did a nice job of taking people back.
They did not make the first down. It's 4th and 1.
You know, at 6'8", 285 pounds, when he extends, if he gets penetration at all, there's not much room to run.
Emotionally, too. I always felt like when he was fired up, he was a much, much better player. Huh?
Yeah, and he's still, you know, he missed training camp, so he is not as good as he's going to be for the Rams. But that was a nice play.
Ellard will be waiting for the punt of Rick Donnelly's. This is a good kick.
That's a return-type ball, though.
Ellard at the 25. Ellard has gotten some blocking. He's still on his feet. Tripped up at the 45-yard line of Atlanta. Good run back. Wagner making the tackle.
You know, he kicked it right over in front of the wall, and that allowed him to get there easily, and he did a nice job of attacking the coverage.
Look out, the Rams are coming. It's 23-7. Rick Donnelly, the young punter, is down, and they're checking his left knee. Jerry Ray and the training situation there. How did he get that, Dick?
Well, I think actually one of his own men made the play. Now you'll see the punt returner Ellard doing a nice job of getting up there, and now you're going to see the punter appear right to the left corner of your screen. There he is, number 3, Rick Donnelly. Now watch, and you'll see Wagner come across to make the play, and he gets a nice chunk of his own punter, and down he goes. And you know, punters are not used to contact.
One thing we should say, while he's still on the ground, we're talking about Donnelly being
There's a shot of it right there. His left knee took a shot, Tom.
The important thing is, if he hadn't been there, Ellard would have gone straight down the sidelines and scored with that. He did make him cut back, didn't he?
He has safety responsibility to the left side of the field, evidently, in that coverage pattern.
Would you like to see the kickers go through the regular drills and training camp and all that, and tackle and everything?
Oh, you put them through some basic tackling drills, but not full speed. Not full speed. That's not part of their personality, nor are they paid to do that. But
usually they sit around during practice and make sure that, you know, the dummies are out and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they snap for the quarterback in passing drills and that. I think he'll be okay.
Luckhurst is the backup punter, should that become a tremendous factor, and it could, because the Rams look like they've sort of started the engine now. It sounded like a high-powered engine being kicked off.
Boy, when you punt the ball to Henry Ellard, you better get it up there high. This guy in a career is averaging 13.6 yards, and Luckhurst is now, I wonder if, you know,
Ellard would have gone down that sideline.
Yeah.
He would have had another touchdown. They'd have been lining up for a Ram extra point if it hadn't been for the young punter.
Did you see Pridemore, number 27 there, telling him how to punt?
Big help, huh?
Yeah, big help. He's a safety, not a punter.
1st and 10. The Rams are back in business. There's 9:57 on the clock in the 4th quarter. 1st down, Brock. Inside move. That's Brown. This may be a touchdown.
It is.
It is. Don't go away, folks. .43 yards in about 4.3 seconds. There's a world-class sprinter, and he's just getting in shape, and he can burn.
You'll see this from the end zone. The quarterback takes about a 5-step drop, coming straight back. He's going to look to his left. See, now here he comes. Sets up shortly. Now it comes open nicely. Good protection by the offensive line. The safety overruns it right there. That's Tiger Green, and there's no one going to catch the Olympic sprinter from behind. That guy catches a touchdown pass in his career every 6th catch, so he's a bomb threat.
And a good reader by Dieter Brock. Good looking pass, good play. Boy, the Rams suddenly are getting hot. Lansford's kick. It's good. New stuff to the back burner, folks. 23-14.
That's his first touchdown this year, believe it or not. Ron Brown's first touchdown. He missed some games because he was injured for a while, but you can see he's back.
Remember, this team is not used to coming from behind, and this could be a great teaching lesson for Robinson's Rams if they can come back and really get into this football game, and another touchdown would certainly bring them back into it. What do you do about an onside kick now? Do you still kick it deep with 9:45 left?
Oh, yeah, you go ahead and kick it. Getting back to Ron Brown, Ron Brown really wasn't injured. Remember, didn't he have a pancreatic infection or something like that?
A viral thing that was going through his blood system.
Yeah, and you can see he's not sick any longer. Henning, I think, is starting to feel the concern that creeps through your mind as a coach when you start to lose momentum.
A week ago, of course, they took the second half away from the Eagles and just really worked them over, and then lost it in overtime on a 99-yard pass play from Jaworski to quit. So this coach right here, Henning, has seen about everything this year in a 1-9 season. Lansford's kickoff. He belts it deep. Wagner with the ball. Rams are down. They've got him inside the 15-yard line. They are hot to get after the Falcons. Already then Elsie touches. 1st and 10 pass play. Archer going long, throwing it into the Rams sideline. Intended for Charlie Brown, and the Falcons look a little bit jittery to me.
Archer's upset about something. I know what it was, but, I don't quite understand him going deep on 1st down. The big thing you can do right now is try to eat up some clock and get the 1st downs, not the touchdowns. Get the 1st downs.
Luckhurst thinking about having to make a punt. And the official word is that Donnelly cannot kick. He hurt his left knee, making Henry Ellard turn inside on a long punt return. So if it comes to a punting situation, the left-footed field goal kicker will punt. I think the Rams are back in this. It's 23-14. Archer can't get the play off. Uh-oh. Atlanta's in trouble. 9:34 left. The scenario here is Atlanta jumped off and led 20-0 at halftime, 23-0 earlier, and the Rams have scored the last 2 times they've gotten near it. The draw closed at 23-14. You're looking at Donnelly, the young punter who had his left knee injured, keeping Henry Ellard from running a punt back all the way. So if it comes to a punt, this man will kick it.
And that punter set a club record last week of 52.1 yards per punt against the Eagles. They're going to miss him.
A big 2nd down and 10 on the 15. Is Archer in control or not? The pass intended for nobody. Earlier, I saw him hold his left rib cage when he came off. And we detected when he went over to talk to Henny on the sidelines that he was sort of holding like he's got a catch, and maybe a rib has been banged around. Philadelphia now with a Jaworski.
They're
touchdown.
a playoff contender. They're a wild card contender, along with Minnesota Vikings. How are they doing today?
I haven't seen that score recently, but they were winning. It's 3rd down and 10 here. Big play on the 15-yard line. Archer, the quarterback, under a lot of pressure right now. And he's hit hard. Is that a fumble or an incomplete? Was the arm going forward?
That's Dennis Harrison. He's been a factor in this ball game. I don't know where he came from. I think he was playing inside in the nickel 4-man rush, but he put some good heat on him. When Dennis gets his motor running, you'll see him now. He'll come from the left side of your screen. Now just concentrate on the left side of your screen. You'll see him flash in there. There he comes, and he gave him a nice shot.
He came from nowhere is where he came from. And now Luckhurst is standing on the Atlanta goal line in the shade, and he's going to be punting the football. He is a kicker, a left-footed kicker. How many things can you have against you? Ellard.
I guarantee you he didn't punt during the week.
And Johnny Johnson. Almost blocked. Look out, they're going to get it. Luckhurst was roughed. The flag is dropped. It'll be 1st down, Atlanta. Luckhurst was roughed by Giroux, number 59.
Here's Luckhurst sitting back there deep, punting for the first time at least this year, maybe in his career.
Personal foul. Running into the kicker, number 59. 1st down.
That's Mark Giroux. You know, I don't quite understand the reason for trying to block the punt.
Well, why would you? He can't kick it that far anyway. You're going to get the ball. The worst you can do is have it at maybe midfield.
Here's another shot. Now, Mark Giroux will be coming from the right side of your screen. There he comes, straight down the chute. I'll tell you, he had a shot at it, but gosh darn, coming straight at like that, you've got to get out of that punter's way.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons. They've got the ball again on the 20 with 9 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Now Luckhurst is hurt. That's his left arm, not his left leg. Here's the handoff. Riggs swarmed under. Ram defense is getting after it.
They are. They're getting after it. But boy, they just blew one. You can see, Tommy, right now we're down to 9 minutes. They'd have had the ball right now, of course.
The feeling here is that Robinson's Rams suddenly are turned on, and the Falcons are holding on.
Did you see what John Robinson just did? He went over and reassured Mark Giroux. I'll tell you, that's a great quality in a coach. If you can go and reassure a guy in an intense situation like that, you got to respect that in a leader, huh?
Boy, what patience. Oh. 8.5 minutes left. Archer will use all of the clock. Riggs hit hard and dropped. Aggressive defensive play. That's Owens that time, number 58. The clock will be allowed to run. The Rams don't want to burn any of their timeouts, and boy, the Falcons don't want to stop the clock.
Boy, the Ram defense is really on the attack. They have really regained the momentum of the football game.
Whole second half, though, they've come right out and said, okay, you need some help. The offense is having some troubles. They've really done that all day. Now, Luckhurst may be called again.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable.
It's a samurai warrior we need right now. 3rd down and 13 on the 17. Archer. Billy Johnson has it. Billy Johnson. 1st down. And out of trouble. Cromwell made the chase. Good play by Archer.
That's the big play they haven't been able to come up with, Tom, and that's why they're 1-9. Billy Johnson's down. Would he strain his back? Focus your attention. I think that's Billy going in motion across motion there. Good heat on him coming up inside. He gets it off there, and I see Gary Green, number 27, had fallen down. That's why you found Billy Johnson running wide open, and he took a shot in the back, and I think that's why he's injured right now.
The Falcons will let it all hang out today because they've got to win this one. A 28-yard catch by Billy, the man they call Shoes Johnson. Riggs finding a hole into the Ram territory. About the 47, Collins making the tackle.
Focus your attention on these two linebackers now and the nose guard here. They've got to stop this kind of play. Coming right up at him. See, the nose guard ran a stunt in there. There's Eckern getting blocked and turned away, and he cut right behind that nice block by the offensive lineman.
Riggs has carried the ball 34 times for 94 yards. That's the record for a number of carries, not the number of yards. It's been a bitter, tough afternoon. Riggs again. Pretty close to the 1st down before they straighten him up. Crowd breathing a little bit easier now.
Riggs is coming very close to setting the all-time record of 4 100-yard games. He only needs a couple of yards, Tom.
What Dan Henney wants, though, is a couple of wins.
He has 98 yards. He needs 2, and he's the first running back to ever run for 400 yards 4 weeks in a row. Or for 100 yards, excuse me. Hey, I'm getting a little excited here.
For the Atlanta Falcons, you mean?
For the Atlanta Falcons.
There have been some great runners down here in the pit.
Well, you just think of the big one we saw the other day. Andrews.
William Andrews, 1st and 10. The block punt infraction. Roughing the kicker may cost the Rams getting back into it all the way. Flags are down as Riggs makes another carry and picks up about 5 yards.
The flag, I think, is holding.
That's what the early release by Bob Frederick was.
I believe.
Offensive holding, number 57.
Jeff Van Note.
They called it on Van Note, but there was also a holding on the big offensive tackle on the outside linebacker, and Mel Owens was screaming.
That's the oldest penalty ever called on an offensive center, Jeff Van Note.
Playing his 224th or 225th game today.
225 with the same team.
That's the fourth best record in terms of longevity with the same team in the NFL.
First and 20 on the 46. Flags are down again as Archer gets the screen out to Bailey. Oh, there's a fight right now at midfield, and they're rolling around at the 50-yard line.
Do they get 2 points for that takedown?
Looked like Hulk Hogan had come into the ball game. Leroy Irvin and Charlie Brown just went 2 falls.
Did he have both shoulders down?
Well, it's been an exciting game.
That Leroy Irvin's an intense player.
Defense, offside, number 93. First down will be repeated.
Doug Reed, offsides. Must have lined up offsides, huh?
I didn't see it from this angle. You know, we're actually sitting on the 30-yard line here.
5:45 on the clock.
I want to look over and see who's sitting on the 50.
Maureen Reagan, Jack Kemp.
Is that who it is? Hello there.
First down and 15 to go. Ball on the 49 of the Rams. Archer gets it off, and it's caught. A great catch at the 24-yard line by Charlie Brown, and a flag was thrown on the tackle.
No, I think they called a penalty on Billy Whiteshoes for doing something.
He may have been trying to aid the receiver to get up and run off.
Billy Whiteshoes is 5'9", 170 pounds. He didn't do anything mean.
Well, half the numbers are down in his trousers. That's how small he is. There's the group now. This will be a consensus vote. They're getting a quorum together.
Trousers? When did they start calling them
football pants?
Okay, trousers. In your day, they called them trousers. You know. Rhyming.
We had to tie the bottoms together. But you can't illegally assist another runner from behind. It might have been that kind of a scraping type block.
Or a clip or something like that downfield. But they're having a debate.
Might have been out and out holding. But whatever, John Robinson's offense needs the ball immediately. They need a touchdown and a field goal to win the game.
We had a completed pass, and then we had a foul during the dead ball for a clip on the offensive team.
Let's see if we can see the clip right here, number 81.
And the number was 81.
Okay, he gave the number right, but I'll tell you, actually, he made contact from the side and then rolled up the back.
That mean bully, Billy Whiteshoes Johnson.
Yeah. He's upset about that.
He's got to be one of the nicest young men I've ever met in this league. He's made comebacks from everywhere. Canada, Houston. He's a very popular person in this city. He's going to be in our business one of these days, but he can't go around clipping the producers. It's a first down because the completion was good. The clip came on the after part of it. Now let's see if they move the sticks.
I'm confused on that.
Looks like the penalty should be from the point of foul back, shouldn't it? From after the catch?
Confused me, because I only coached for 23 years, and that rule book was a little confusing. But I don't understand that.
I think Johnny Robinson figures he stole about 15 yards out of that. He's going to keep quiet about it. I wonder what Henning's doing. Is Dan Henning asking for a clarification?
Yeah, he is.
Sure he is.
Yeah, now they're stopping.
Now this is when you would have the instant replay possibility.
I wonder if one of those officials is a lawyer, and they can hold court out there.
Henning may sue him.
I can't understand this.
Bob Fredericks getting the crew together now. The defender, John Robinson. The prosecutor, Dan Henning.
There's Larry Peccatella. Excuse me. Larry
It will be a
Bechtel.
first down and 7 yards to go.
First and 7. That's one of the strange calls we'll have. A 23-yard catch, a 15-yard penalty. It's a +8 yards, I guess, and we still... Well, that would make it a +8 yards. That would be right, I guess, huh?
Yeah, you know, Atlanta's had the ball time for 5 minutes.
4:40 and ticking. Riggs gets the first down. And, of course, over 100 yards. Gerald Riggs slashed for it and got it, and the Rams are arguing.
And Riggs has just become the first running back in the history to go 4 100-yard games plus
For Atlanta.
in a row for Atlanta.
It's sort of turned into a street fight now as they're skirmishing and arguing.
Here's Mr. Riggs, 105 yards.
That's some record. 3:50 on the clock, and it's not stopped. You can see it. Riggs bullying inside the 30, and another fight breaks out, and somebody gets knocked over the pile. It was a Falcon that went through the air, so it must be a Ram they're going to penalize. Chaos reigns. I wonder what that rookie down there, Fralick, thinks about this league.
Personal foul on the defense, number 20. It'll be a first down.
Johnny Johnson.
Johnny Johnson, number 20.
That's Benson, the big tight end.
I don't know.
Johnson was the one called for it.
Looked like he was defending himself. Really.
There's another solid citizen if there ever was one. But this, as we've said, is a very proud Ram ball club. They came in 8-2, and they've got to go to the whip down the stretch because don't forget the 49ers are still there and lurking.
And they have to play the 49ers and the Raiders.
Cleveland 17-7, a final, beating Buffalo. Browns are still alive. 3:14 on the clock. Riggs stumbling. That's about the best way to defense him. Make him stumble. Mel Owens sealed it off. Elsewhere, 37-0 in the fourth. If it had been a fight, they'd have stopped it. Green Bay 31, New Orleans 14. Boy, the Jets burying Tampa Bay 55-21. As you can see, the Falcons have the ball, and Robinson wants it. Crowd's having some fun today. The 2-minute warning will stop it. Archer's rolling out. Well, I'll tell you, there's some hitting on defense. Gary Green came up and shivered some offensive lineman.
Follow the offensive guard as he makes a pull and comes out, leads the quarterback, and Gary Green, a defensive back, comes up and turns the play in, as physical as you can be. Nice job, Gary Green, of doing a super job of taking on a big lineman.
Archer's desperate little gamble like that turned into sort of a quick slide when he saw that they were ready for it.
Yeah.
And the Rams are angry on defense.
They are.
Here's a young man that's done some job today.
Good-looking guy, isn't he? Huh? Looks like he's about 16 years old. Huh?
Yeah, came in looking 16. Now he looks about 36. A tough job against one of the outstanding defensive units in football, and he has been in control most of the time.
Good offensive game plan. You know, no risk. You know, they're a low-risk offense, throwing the ball short and that kind of stuff. I think Dan Henning really did a super job of preparing this team to play today.
And they got those 2 early fumbles that they turned into bang-bang touchdowns to make it 14-0. It's 23-14. They must be resetting this clock because it was heading for 2 minutes. I think they're resetting the clock. That's what they're doing. There's a good chance in a stadium with all your friends and everything around when you're 1-9 that maybe the guy's finger just stuck on the clock a little bit. That's happened in pro sports before.
You always feel that happens when you're the visiting coach.
Did you?
Oh, I used to.
I bet you did.
And someone's in the press box calling you down. Coach, they haven't stopped the clock. They're making a run. Call them. And really, they don't. No one cheats in this league, Tom.
Now remember, if the Rams should lose this and they're trailing, this is the rest of their schedule. Green Bay is no rollover football team.
No, sir.
They play at New Orleans. They'll have to play there. Nobody's a gimme. They play at San Francisco. I don't even have to mention that. St. Louis is still dangerous, and this team would like to destroy you. If you're not heading for the playoffs by then, you're in real trouble. And the Falcons they control their own destiny. 2:16 is the correct East Coast time here. The toss. He's earned his money today. To the 2. Riggs. And Archer helps him up. That tell the story?
Yeah, you bet. Look at his teeth. He's baring those teeth. Atta baby. You deserve that once in a while during your career as a rookie, going through the frustrating year. He's holding aside. He was a little too exuberant.
He ought to buy a jacuzzi for Gerald Riggs, because he's going to be sore tonight too. 2 minutes left. Dan Henning in his third year has just had everything happen this year. Awful that could happen to a team. Injuries, what have you. 2 minutes left, and the Falcons are trying to put a lid on it. Riggs to the line.
You think he's getting tired?
The 13th Ram coach. 40 years the Rams have been playing on the West Coast.
What an agony. Just a terrible, terrible feeling that is as a coach. I one time took a team with a comparable record into Cincinnati when they were not playing well, and they blew us out of the stadium. And, oh, gosh, it just eats you alive. It cost us a tie for the division rather than win the division.
Is he already thinking Green Bay, or is he still thinking Atlanta?
He's thinking of killing somebody.
No. But is he thinking about killing Green Bay or Atlanta?
No, right now he's thinking of how to handle a squad as they come in mentally, in the locker room and that kind of thing,
Riggs has 122 yards on 40 carries. Don't forget, next Sunday here on CBS, the doubleheader is ours and yours. The NFL today starts it off. Then Atlanta takes on the Chicago Bears, and I'll tell you, that'll be an interesting game, I'll tell you that.
How'd you like to be Atlanta?
Well, the Bears, one of these days they're going to throw snake eyes, and the team that gets them down is going to beat them pretty good.
This would be a good ball game. It'd have been better for the Eagles if Dallas had won today.
The Eagles had that good defense. They'll take a lot of things away, and depending on how Danny White recovers. That's all here on CBS next week. Dallas had a lot of trouble with Chicago, to say the least. 44-0.
Boy, they're kicking down there. They got them down there kicking.
In Dallas. Second down. And goal. This one's over. And the Falcons earned it. And Dan Henning's team should be proud. And is this guy a horse? He just saw himself up on the board here at the stadium.
You win today, Tom, you forget those 9 losses for a while.
Ron Brown with the run back, crawling. There he is.
There he is. Hey, look at those teeth.
He came up in 1969.
I respect him. I coached against him. The players that lined up and played with him and against him respect the heck out of him. You know, what did we say? Look at the films Friday.
He was the best blocker I ever saw at City the whole year. The crowd sees him, and they like it. He's their man. He has been for a long time. Philadelphia 24, St. Louis 14, a final. Green Bay, the Rams' next opponent, wins. Southern California is going to rock and roll next Sunday at Anaheim. Jeff Kemp is the quarterback. Kemp overthrowing, trying for Ellard coming across the middle. Young Kemp, who took over and last year won 9 games as the starter when Vince Ferragamo had the finger problem, and he's the kind of young man that's ready to play whenever you need him. So Dieter Brock was the #1 quarterback. Jeff is always ready to be #1 whenever called upon. He's done a good job. That's last week against the Giants.
And you know, the Ram offense has been throwing a better percentage complete this year, but they aren't getting as many yards per completion out of their passing attack.
2nd down and 10. It's 30-14 Atlanta. Jeff Kemp just overthrowing at the 30 Henry Ellard, and that looked like a relay.
Boy, does he have a gun? Did he throw that a long ways? Holy mackerel.
Watch those kids from Dartmouth. It's really funny. I saw Jeff come over before the game and go over to Holly, who plays for Dan Henning's team. He's from Princeton.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like they'd gotten together at Maury's Tavern there on the campus saying hi to one another. It's not what league you play in college. It's how you grow up and go on to play up here. 3rd down and 10. This could be the dying shot here. 1:35 left. Draw. Barry Redden pulled down short of the 25.
Barry Redden broke a real nice draw last week against the Giants for 41 yards, and he broke the tackle right at the line of scrimmage, and he darn near took up the distance.
Tell me now, before this punt, how would you prepare Atlanta for Chicago? What would you do with a team that's 2-9 to go against the Bears?
I think I might pull a drastic change up and not work in pads all week, Tom. Really let them get fresh.
And you say, you know, we've already upset the Rams. Why can't we upset the Bears, huh? I tell you, Atlanta really came out today and got after it. 2 fumbles turned into 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and then they held on.
You know, the Ram running game hasn't been what it's even close to what it was last year because of the offensive line problems. Oh, here's a bounce for you.
It's about the first awful break that's happened, right? Hatcher goes off thinking, well, let's try to get on the flight and continue to breathe normally.
You know, getting back to what I was saying about the Ram running game, you know, with the Eric not reporting, missing 3 games, the offensive line health problems until now, the biggest drop-off in the Ram offense was average yards per rush. They dropped 68th percentile in efficiency in comparison to the rest of the league this year.
Well, it's an emotional game and still played, and we want to thank our executive producer at CBS, Terry O'Neill, for sending us down here to Atlanta. Charles H. Milton III, old Red Eye, the senior producer of CBS football, produced by Michael Burks, and we're just like coaches. We have game plans, and Michael gives us that plan early in the week. Johnny McDonough, who gets the pictures like Fellini. And all the people here with our CBS crew that have put so much into it. Robert Rowe, our AD down there. Joe Tier and Lisa Elias. And we'd like to think we win most of them, but I'll tell you one thing, we try like hell. What a day for the Atlanta Falcons. On the other side of nowhere, 1-9, Henning's team has just upset the leaders in the division. And they did it with authority. Look at Johnny Robinson. He's acknowledging it.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, this John Robinson, I've known for a long time, he's got a lot of class.
Craig Gleaver,
Yep.
Billy Freya, my spotter, my eyes and ears right here in the booth. Coach Robinson. Takes big men to win or lose, doesn't it?
You bet it does. I tell you, what a great feeling that's got to be for Dan Henning. You know, the other night when he sat in there and watched films with us, explained what they were doing with the ball, really a quality guy.
Well, I remember Landry once told me, he said, they tell you adversity makes you better, and he said, forget that. He said, it's a lot better to win.
You bet. You bet.
Gerald Riggs, the 100-yard rusher going in. Don't forget, next, the NFL Today will have the postgame show with Brent Musburger. Blip provided by McDonald's, and I'll tell you, it was one of the most beautiful weekends in southern Georgia you have ever seen. The sun shone, and people had fun, and it was alive. Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson, and people had a big concert in our hotel, and it was a little festive, wasn't it?
It was. I'll tell you, those country western guys are a little rough looking, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Sit down home.
It's been Tom Brookshire with Dick Vermeil. That's the shot from up above. We're going to take you right now to the New York studio. Brent Musburger. Brent, it's been a good day, my friend.